And look at this. We're on the virtual KDWB Skyroom stage here. It's Avril Lavigne. What is going on?
Hi, how's it going?
So good to see you. It's been, I can't even tell you how many years it's been.
Great to see you too.
I was just going through, all the hits because I think some people forget some songs, right? Because it happened back when we were in high school and they're like, oh my God, I remember that song. I remember that song. I remember that song. I remember that song. It's like, yeah, she had some bangers, before like all the kids now, they call them bops. You had the bops back in the day, right? And so in 2002, I was graduating high school. We're the same age. And so I just remember that was like a massive song in 2002. And here we are 20 years later, which is so depressing, right? So depressing. 20 years since it's been since high school. And just going down memory lane. But so cool that you're back and you got Black Bear on the song. And it's called I Love It When You Hate Me. And we're playing it on KDWB and we love it. So tell me about the song and the process and how did Black Bear jump on it? And tell me all the good stuff about the song.
Well, thank you for playing it. I'm so excited to be back with this new album. It's my seventh album. And yeah, this new single, Love It When You Hate Me, featuring Black Bear. It's a lot of fun. So like basically because of the pandemic, so like I wrote on the song and did my part in the studio, and then separately like he did his verse and chorus and recorded, sent it back to us, and we're about to shoot a music video for it. And the song "Love It When You Hate Me" is really just about like first of all, like getting with somebody that ignoring the like red flags. There's red flags in a relationship, but you're like there's like so much like chemistry between someone. You're like, okay, screw it, like I'm getting in it anyway. And like there's like a lot of, it's like very like hot and cold and like up and down, but like ultimately it's like looking at the positive side of that, which is like there's a ton of passion and fire. And so like when you fight with that person, really it's just like sexy. That
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, no, I
So
get
the
it.
song's kind of funny.
And typically those relationships though, they don't typically last, right? They typically end really bad.
No, they never do.
But in the moment, the whole
It's
saying, like,
fun. You're gonna have lots of great moments and some not so great.
yeah, right, right. Love is blind, right?
All or
A lot of
nothing.
times, love is blind. I saw that. I saw the cover of the Inked magazine on your Instagram. I did a little Instagram stalking of you before this, and I thought that was super cool that you're on that. I have said for years that I want to get a tattoo. I don't have a single tattoo. Isn't that a crazy thing?
It's actually cool because everyone has tattoos now.
I know, but I feel like it gives me a little bit of, I don't know. I feel like I'm part of the in crowd if I have one. I feel very left out that I don't have one because of the fact that everybody has one. So when I tell people I don't have a tattoo, they're like, that is nuts. And I'm
No,
like,
when
well,
people tell me they don't have a tattoo, I'm like, that's awesome. Stay that way.
I know because I heard
I
once you
mean,
get
do
one,
you?
you just.
If you want a tattoo, get a tattoo. But like, it's cool too to not have a tattoo.
I was going to ask you, how many tattoos do you have now at this moment? At this point?
I have a lot. Like, so, like, I was pretty careful. Like, I started out, like, small, bunch of little small ones over the years. Like, my first one was this Skater Boy star is on my
Yep,
wrist.
yep.
And, like, that meant a lot to me. I was 18 when I got it. And then all my tattoos were spontaneous and just, like, being out and being like, let's get tattoos. Most of my tattoos are, like, matching tattoos with a friend at the time. And then now I have like kind of like a half sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. See, and I
Yeah,
think
I
on
have
a
a half
woman,
sleeve. Yeah.
now I'm not calling you sexy, Avril, but I think on a woman, like the sleeve thing is like really attractive. And
Mm.
so I like it.
Yeah,
But
I've got like a lot. I don't know how many. I haven't really counted, but like half sleeve now. Of course, I want to go all the way up, but like, it's like, what if I'm in a dress? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I will. I
so
think
so you
about it.
can't you have too many tattoos at this point that you can't give me a number of how many you have if you had to guess, like, or if you knew.
Like 30 or
Wow.
40,
I
30.
mean, you've had 20 years to compile the amount of, you know, um, of tattoos that you have right now. But I was thinking, like, where would I get? Where would you think, like, someone who's never had a tattoo, where would I get my tattoo? Like, I want a place, obviously, that it doesn't hurt.
Well, do you want it? It depends on if you want it hidden or not. That's usually the first thing. It's like sometimes people want a little cute one. You can't really see it. Sometimes people want, if you want to go for it, get one on your forearm. Like that looks dope. If you want like a big piece, do just like on your shoulder or just like a big piece on your forearm is cool.
Where
I
does it
think it's
hurt the
cool when
most?
somebody just has like a big like rose or something on their wrist. Looks cool too. But
Where does it hurt the most?
it hurts the most on the ribs. The ribs.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's like
Like,
no extra skin.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Anywhere where there's kind of like bone, actually. Like here on like tendons hurt. Like this part didn't feel like anything. Like the top of my forearm and my forearm didn't really feel it. It's wherever you get like around bones and stuff. But no, tattoos, they don't really hurt that. I mean, it depends, I guess, where it is. But I was pretty good. I
we'll
was
get.
probably a
All
couple
right. Well,
glasses of wine in though, but
I'll keep you updated if I decide to get one. But I mean, I'm 37 at this point. I'm like, maybe I should just do it like 40th birthday, big 40th birthday,
well,
just go to
it sounds
Vegas.
like you really want one, so
I
fucking go
do.
for
I
it.
do. And that's the other
What are
thing
you
too, is like,
thinking?
I don't know what to get either. Like I've got two kids, I've got a wife. So obviously my two kids will be my two kids forever. So maybe something with them. I'm not saying my wife won't be my wife forever, but it's like my two kids will always be my two kids. You know what I mean? So maybe something with the kids. I'm not sure. So I have a lot more thought to do into it, but I feel like I want to be part of the cool kids, you
Well,
know?
you put your wife's name across your chest.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like disaster. So obviously I love it when you hate me, and we're playing it on KDWB, and you got it with Black Bear, and it's so good. Like the minute that it plays on the radio, there's no way that people don't know it's you. You know what I mean? Because it's like, especially like the older demographic of our pop station, obviously that grew up with you and grew up with all your hits. It's like, holy, that's Avril Lavigne. What the heck? That's great. You have people that haven't heard it yet. And so it feels so cool to be able to, like, because we do new music stagers, as we call them, into the songs. It's like 101.3 KDWB, new music, our voice guy. And then I jump on it. It's like, look at this, new Avril Lavigne. Yep, Avril Lavigne and Black Bear. Love this song. And so it's just so cool, like in 2022, to be able to say new music from Avril. I love it. And so hopefully you got more coming, right? You got
Well,
more in the,
that means so much. Thank you. And I'm
yeah.
so amped to be back with this album. The album's called Love Sucks. The whole vibe of the record is just like kind of like Love Gone Wrong or like breakup songs majority. And then like cuz that was like the headspace I was in when I made it. I was just like I'm over it. Like I need a minute. I just got like out of a breakup and like so I wrote a song called Love Sucks and that was like one of the first ones I wrote and then that sort of like set the tone for the record, but it's very lighthearted and it's fun and yeah, like the songs are like made for like the live show and like I was like we were thinking about that in the studio and it just they have so much energy. It's like pop rock vibes, up tempo, like all the way through and it's like so much fun. And like my last album was like more introspective and ballads and it was like deeper and heavier and this one's like super fun and it's about love but it's like lighthearted and like all like good like in kind of poking fun at myself a little bit.
Hey, if you can't poke fun at yourself, what good is it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's so.
But I also like going from like writing songs like on my first album. So like I was 16 when I made that album and it came out in 2002 and I was a teenager and I was writing songs about like what I was going through as a teenager and like my first like having crushes for the first time and like just coming out of high school and like and now I'm at a point in my life where I've lived and I've gone through like lots of experiences and like a lot of it is like also like reflecting back at like my life and my relationships and like kind of what I've gone through and what I've like learned also. And I feel like my album also has like a good strong empowering message which is like having like self-worth and like knowing what it is you want. Life's short. Like, don't let anyone like walk all over you or mistreat you too. And just like having strength for sure.
I could listen to you talk for a long time, but they would probably kick us off in the next few minutes. But you should do a podcast. I think that'd be so cool. Like you've lived, a life that a lot of people probably haven't lived, and all the music. I mean, look how much the music business has changed, right? From when you first started at 16 and what you thought it was, and then what you figured it out to be, and now 20 years later, I mean, streaming and all this like new stuff that like wasn't out back then. It was like LimeWire back then, and it was like, Napster and people stealing music and stuff like that. Like now it's just completely different. And so I think it'd be cool. Like you probably have, it'd be awesome to be around you like a campfire, and just the stories that you have, like campfire time
Uncensored.
with Avril Lavigne. Yeah,
That'll be my
uncensored for sure. Yeah,
documentary. Me, all my
yeah,
stories,
I
uncensored.
like it. I like it. So, anyways, it's so cool. I can't, when I got asked to do this, I was like, heck yeah, definitely want to chat with Avril Lavigne. I mean, it's just I've kind of grown up with you, and I've been in the radio business. I've been on the radio since I was 14, and so I'm 37 now, and so it's like forever. I've grown up with your music, and now you're back, and you've got the new music, and so it's cool, like to have you be on the radio again, and to do this interview, and to chat with you, and get an update on your life, and perspective on things now. And so I'm just so happy for you. And so I wish you continued success, and I hope the album kicks ass, and you keep kicking ass. And I hope you tour soon, and you get to Minneapolis soon. And I'm sure so many people want to see you live. And hopefully this pandemic can go F off too, right? Like let's be beyond that, right? So
Thank you
um,
so much for saying all that. I really appreciate that, and I'm really happy to be here making music. I'm having so much fun, and the plan is, yes, to go on the road this year. I've got some tours lined up and festivals, and I'm sure they'll happen. It's like
yeah,
that things are happening now, and like some of the shows are outside, and like yeah.
it kind of feels like it's getting better, but like, and then you read like a story, and you're like, yeah,
It kind of depends
you
on the country too.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
And are you in Canada right now?
I'm in Malibu, California. I
Okay.
live out in California. Yeah, I moved out here when I was 19. My family is back home,
Yeah, I just
and
don't know how often do you go back and visit?
like a few times a year. I was like, now, never, because
I know,
the pandemic. Like,
the
I didn't get to see
restriction.
my family for like 2 years because of like all the like border stuff and like rules and because of the
Yeah.
pandemic. So like recently I got to go back and finally see them, and that was like crazy. So that's been hard, and I've really missed my family. But like I really just I mean, I guess that's what FaceTime has been really helpful. And when I did go to visit them recently, like I stayed for like a month.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I'm
So
not
you
going
really got to
anywhere.
experience it.
Like I
Yeah.
literally like was my mom like and I stayed at the same house, and like she like cooked me dinner every night, and I was like it was just so nice.
There's nothing like a mom home cooked meal.
I know.
My mom lives with me right now, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And it's so amazing to be able to share moments with them, because, like you said, life is too short, and you never know. So,
that's true.
um, thank you again for doing this, and continued success. And yeah, I think actually in about 15 minutes we're playing your song again on the radio. So I'm going to go back and play it. And you have a great afternoon. And Avril Lavigne, virtual KDWB Skyroom stage. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.